Just been a little while since did a video here, and a lot of stuff's been going through my head, and we've been dealing with some things here on the family side that haven't necessarily been the greatest things. But I just wanted to open up a little bit about what I'm going through and moving forward and that sort of stuff. First thing I want to say is I'm wearing the sunglasses based on the tiredness of my eyes and of course the sunshine. But the first thing I do want to say is I apologize if I've offended people in the recent times. If I've come across as abrasive, it's one of those things that's a work in progress for me. For those who aren't aware, or if you are aware, and refresher here, why I'm such a big supporter for mental health is the fact that I've been diagnosed, and I've had a diagnosis for a number of years of having adult ADHD as well as oppositional defiant disorder. And those two things have been a struggle for my entire life, going back into my childhood to the teenage years to my early 20s, 30s, and so forth. And it still continues to be a struggle that I face on a daily basis. It's one of those reasons why I'm very passionate about what I do and why my thought patterns are slightly different than others. And it is a struggle that not everyone thinks like me. And if I have a great idea and I'm reaching out to you with it, it's not like I'm trying to pressure you. I'm just trying to get that idea and information to you as timely as possible to move forward on those things. I've had people take my ideas and go elsewhere. I've had people go and talk about bringing me on board and then going a different way, and that is frustrating and has been frustrating for the last number of months. But I'll tell you straight up, I forgive you. If you were one of those ones that we sat down and you made promises of hiring my company or hiring myself as a consultant or to work for your organization or your charity event, and you've gone elsewhere, as much as it's frustrating to deal with, I do forgive you for that and doing it for myself. Again, like I said, I have adult ADHD and ODD, and it is a struggle dealing with that on a daily basis. I do take medication for it. I try to have other ways of dealing with it, and for the most part, I'm able to keep it in check. But sometimes it pops up its ugly head, and it's really hard to be able to move forward on things. Um, I would like to thank my wife Tara for being the rock in our relationship, and although she's dealing with her own medical issues right now, she's always been that sounding board for me and keeping me on the straight and narrow and keeping me focused on things and trying to pull me back when she feels that I'm putting focus on the wrong things. Also want to thank friends Marco St. Marie and Charleston Hughes. Both those fantastic individuals utilized myself and GameChangers Canada for projects that have been successful and look to be successful moving forward, and very excited to have partnerships with such genuine individuals that share my beliefs in integrity and loyalty. That big thing of integrity and loyalty is one that I want to address right now. People wonder why that I are very such a strong believer of that the living free with mandate of being that spiritual community that's open for everyone. I struggled my entire life with my mental health. as well as being abused and bullied from a young age. Struggled with that. I still struggle with that, trying to get past those feelings. And having that self-worth and self-confidence, and sometimes comes across as arrogance. And again, if I've offended someone in regards of coming on too strong or whatever, I do apologize. How my brain works, and it is one of those things that creatively it's fantastic, but on that emotional side it is a roller coaster, and it's difficult, especially with people dealing with past relationships, friendships, connections that brought forward to me or connected with me as they were showing that they had integrity and loyalty, and ultimately were just out for themselves. So I'm not going to let those people dictate how I move forward. I'm going to keep connecting with people like Charleston and people with Marco that share those values that I have, and that's that big focus. Even though I struggled, I was on, for those that don't know, I left home at 17. I was on social assistance for the lot of my late teens until I moved to British Columbia. Struggled there as well. But the thing about it though is the fact that I've always been white. I am a person of privilege, even though I financially have not always been privileged. I feel that I've had that privilege of not having to worry about, if I'm pulled over by the police, that there's going to be some sort of situation because of the color of my skin, or the or my ethnic background, or any sort of things. Also came up with an idea for a collection for Charleston. Connected with Charleston, let him see the design. He liked it, and we opened up a store, Game Changers Canada store, that features the 39 sack collection. Charleston's going to talk a little bit about that in a video in the next couple of days, but I wanted to tell you guys that we're partnering with a print company in Michigan right now, My Locker, through Printify, and our site is through Shopify. And if you want to purchase one of these fantastic items, the Charleston Hughes 39 sack collection, you can visit Game Changers Game Changers Canada on social media, or the links are there, or you can go to the Game Changers Canada website, GameChangersCanada.com, and look at merchandise, and there's a link directly to the Shopify store. So I want to thank everyone who's been supportive. I want to say I forgive the ones that haven't been supportive, and we're going to just move forward in a more positive manner. I'm going to try and be the dad to Mackenzie and Isla that I didn't have myself, and going to be the husband to Tara, to give it back, and be my true self. And so it is hard to come out and admit that I am someone that suffers from adult ADHD and have oppositional defiant disorder. It is one of those things that I believe has painted me in a corner in a number of positions that I've held. But I've also, like I said, I am a white male that has had privilege my life, and I'm going to utilize that privilege to keep my seat at the table, to bring up the matters that, bring up those circumstances that matter, and be that voice for those people that are feeling voiceless right now.